Okay, everyone, I gotta go. We'll catch you in the morning, okay? Night. Ta-da. Nice morning. What's this? Octane boost. Race fuels. Holy cow! What have you done? You naughty little two-strokes, you graffitied my duck, didn't you? What? Went out last night and ended up at a tattoo parlor. The duck went a little crazy. What? And where did the duck get all the money for all those tattoos? What? Is that a stripper pole? Welcome to the channel, Scott's Garage HTX. Don't forget the HTX. And yes, I bought a fairing kit for the duck. How this happened? Well, I've been off bikes for a while and I bought one. I got all excited. It's kind of like going to the grocery store hungry. You get this and grab this and get this, and then when you get home you think to yourself, what am I going to do with 10 pounds of peanut butter? I don't even like peanut butter. It went something like that. I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of taking off body panels and putting on body panels for this fairing kit. I'm going to wheel this back into my air conditioning garage and work on it there. I will point out a couple things. One, get this online service manual. I think it's $32. Second, there are some hidden bolts that you'll need to consider yourself with, or consider it. They're underneath here. You have to lay on the floor to see them. I may steal my wife's yoga mat to do some of this work. There's some bolts. Have you seen some previous episodes when I put on the radiator guards? There's some bolts inside here. And up there, there are some push pins that you will need to concern yourself with. You will need to take off some of these body panels or these cover panels up here where the keys are inside to get to some of the bolts to get some of these fairings off. I did buy some heat shield from the fairing company itself, and I did buy some pre-cut heat shields that are on here from Ducati. So I will try to emulate what Ducati has done as far as the heat shielding on these panels on the new panels. Next scene, we'll basically have it done, please, hopefully. And I'll just go over what I think about it, the process and the kit itself. We'll get started. So I'll get started and you guys just sit there and relax. So do I think? Well, I have a list. First thing on the list, bitch and moan. Sorry, it's the first thing on the list. I researched this company a little bit online and it seemed to be from London. So I thought, okay, when the box showed up, it was stamped made in China all over it. Had I known that, it wouldn't have gone any further than what I saw on the internet. But here it is, and it's on. Also, they didn't have any instructions. I looked everywhere. I even looked online and I didn't see any instructions. I don't know what to say, and this is hypocritical and kind of karma for me, because the first thing I do, if you've seen any of my previous episodes, I get something, I take the instructions, and I just throw them away. Well, this time I really did need to know how to put that windscreen on that front fascia. I ended up just fabricating my own fasteners for it, and I think it looks pretty good. Also, use the original bolts from your fairings and clips. Definitely the clips, because I got the bolt kit. The bolts look okay, but the clips are not, let's say they're not the standard to the original. And if you use your original clips, it's going to make your life a lot easier. The bolt holes on here do not line up. So like you line up this bolt hole, and progressively as you go down the line, the alignment gets worse and worse and worse, to the point to where on the other side I got 3 bolt holes in, and that was kind of a struggle. The last one in the front, no way, no how, not going to go in. So I don't have a bolt on that front fairing between the middle and the bottom fairing. There's a push pin that I mentioned earlier that's in by the radiators. No way, that wasn't going to go in. It just doesn't line up. The plastic quality on this stuff. I know a little bit about this, okay, coming from the energy sector and working with NGLs. And the more carbons that you use in your plastic, the better the plastic is going to be. That's why cars that are more expensive and have good, better, or real nice feeling plastic, like dashboards and stuff like that, they cost that much because, well, they're the more carbons, more expensive the supply material to make those plastics is. I'll just say that the plastic here is not to the same quality as the original fairings, but that makes sense. Okay, I had to replace, I just wanted to because it was cracked on the other side, the lower fairing. And that fairing itself, just the bottom piece, was $500 from Ducati. It was painted, but it was $500. This set costs around $600 and $700. So you know, you kind of have to expect that, right? Don't be surprised about that. As a review, you know, putting it on, it took me half a day to get it done. The hardest part is exactly what I thought it was going to be, and that was the front mud guard. The front mud guard, I had to drop the wheel to get to the bolt that holds the brake, ABS, and brake lines up against the back of the mud guard itself. Also, there's some routing clips that are soldered or glued into this side of the front mud guard for the ABS line. Same as there is on the original, but on the original, those clips are very pliable and you can move them around a little bit. Again, quality of plastic, and route that ABS line through there. Here, no way, they're not going to budge, they're not pliable, they're not moving, so you're going to break them if you try to force them. So what I did is I took some snips and I trimmed back some of the clip to where the opening was larger, and I could get, and that worked. Hey, it worked. You just got to think through some of these problems, and it's there, it's routed, and it works, and it's no big deal whatsoever. The fit and finish on this, I'd say the finish is very nice. I don't know how it's going to hold up, whether it's scratches and stuff like that, but I don't have really many complaints. There are some runs in the paint and stuff like that, but overall, I mean, I think it's really great. As far as fit goes, well, that's hit or miss. Like areas like this right here, it's not going to be the same as factory. It's like when you go buy a bumper for your truck, say, or your car, and you hit a metal bumper. Let's stick with a metal bumper in a truck, and you dinged it up. Now you want to replace it, and then you go to the dealership and they say, yeah, that's $2,000. And you go, holy crap, I can find it online for $500, $600. There's a reason for that, because that comes from, let's say, China, and their jigs with the bolt holes are not the same jigs that the factory is using, and those bolt holes never line up. Kind of the same thing that you're going to expect with this type of kit. Just deal with it, all right? What are my overall thoughts? Well, this looks like it went to the Nordstrom's makeup center and hit all the counters. The mascara and the eyelash and the rouge and the lipstick and everything, then pranced out into the mall to show off in front of all the other stores. And I love it. Why? Well, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's difficult to put on, doesn't have the same fit and finish as the original, but if I tip it over or scratch it or something like that, I'm not going to be heartbroken, and it's going to look good on the track. That's what it's supposed to do. Let's take a closer look before we go. You guys keep on keeping on. We'll catch you next time.